Morning. So we're going to start off the programming for DeFi 101. But before that, given that this is the first session, we would like to welcome you all to the DeFi Security Summit, which is going to happen, well, it's technically starting now, but technically starting tomorrow, but today is the 101. So hopefully all of you are going to stay back for the summit as well. And I'm Rajeev. I am the founder and organizer at Securium. And the first session is a CTF, right? So if you look at the agenda, we have AmazeX, which is a capture the flag event. So hopefully all of you are prepared to participate in it. So let's dive right in. A quick note about Securium. So Securium, the mission of Securium is to educate and evaluate the security of Ethereum, right? So that's the origin of Securium, security and Ethereum, as simple as that. And it started as, you may have heard of Securium from its bootcamp initiatives, which started in Q4 of 2021. And since then, we've been doing a whole bunch of different initiatives. So AmazeX is our CTF, but we're really known for the bootcamp initiative that's entirely online. So what is Securium? Securium is an online community entirely on Discord, really, of people who are interested in Ethereum security, and specifically smart contract security, right? So why do we need this? So when Securium was created about 2 years ago, even back then, well, we obviously have Ethereum. We have billions of dollars of value, right, in thousands of protocols on Ethereum. And all these are secured only by hundreds of experts, right? So if you look around, I mean, you're all the experts that we are really relying on to secure these protocols. And that's not enough, right? We need more people for various reasons. So that is really the mission of Securium. We want to increase the number of experts in the space. We want to welcome people from the Web 2 security space. We want to welcome people in the Web 3 space already who are developers and who want to get into security or get better at security, because ultimately security is best done shift left. So we want all the protocols to actually implement all the security while they develop the protocols, right? So that is really the mission of Securium. So it's all about scaling security. How are we doing that at Securium? So we started off in 2021 as a 3-month boot camp. We called it Epoch Zero. So that was a 3-month boot camp. There was new content. People, many of you, some of you may have seen that. But since then, from 2022, so for more than a year, for about 18 months, we've been running the online boot camp. And this is what we call as Epoch Infinity. So it's an always running boot camp. It's all online. You can join our Discord. You can see the QR code there. We already have some of the content. Some of it is already outdated, but many of you are producing fantastic content about Ethereum, about the various changes to it, about the various layers, about smart contracts. I mean, there are so many patterns that are changing, about all the security hacks, the vulnerabilities. So all that content is there. We need more, but there's a lot more coming up. So as part of the bootcamp, people read those content, they join the Securium community on Discord, and what happens on sort of a cadence is, the first one is the race. What's a race? Very simply, it's a monthly online smart contract security quiz. It's free, it's open to everyone. You can join the Discord. There are announcements about when the next race is going to be. And who designs these races? So when it started off, it was me, but then the whole of last year, we have got fantastic mentors in Securium. Many of them are speaking today and at DSS in the next 2 days. So these mentors are taking their valuable time. They come and they help design a race. And if you haven't seen one of these, it's a very simple 200 lines of smart contract code that has bugs in it intentionally, right? These are just synthetic examples. And the idea is to help people learn about various aspects of smart contract security, right? So people look at it during the race, and it's a very small, short race. It's not like a 2-day thing. It's just 16 minutes. We have a thing with powers of 2, so it's 16 minutes, and there are 8 questions, right? So very short quiz. And people take it, the answer, it's all multiple choice. There's no, writing answers. I mean, it's unlike a CTF. It's theoretic in that sense. So people do these races, and we've been having more than 200 people take these races every month. Again, it's free, it's open to anyone, right? So you just have to jump on the Discord, see the announcements, register, there's a window, and then you get an access code. That's it. After that, you can participate in all these races. There's one every month, right? And what happens after that? So there's a leaderboard that is published, and you can opt in for receiving an NFT that shows exactly what race you finished, how much did you score, how many people, with all the details. So that's cool. And then for a few of the races, we have a corresponding care, right? So the top people from the races, maybe the top 16, top 32, they are invited to a care that happens in the following month. And that care can be different, but it's typically in the form of a workshop. And there, Securium has collaborated with the leading projects in the space: Certora, Spearbit, Sherlock, Trail of Bits, most recently Verides. So we invite people, only the top people from that race. So if you're the top 16 in that race, and if there is a workshop happening, then you get invited. You get to learn whatever is happening during that workshop that happens for a week. And that is, that may be a tool, it may be about fuzzing, it may be sort of like an audit. We had some of that a long time ago, but most recently it's all been focused on the tools and fuzzing and various other static analysis tools. So that is what care is. So Epoch Infinity is really the races and the cares happening, in tandem, right? So that is what the bootcamp is. But today, we are here as Securium, we are a team, and we are going to be hosting the CTF. And we have some distinguished alumni from Securium who are going to be talking about the various CTF challenges. So if you have your laptops, please feel free to open them up and get started as they explain the various challenges. So with that, I'll hand it over to Eugene. Thank you.
Hello to all. Before starting, I just want to say the Wi-Fi password is DSS, all uppercase, 2023, and exclamation mark, just in case. You could also ask anything to us. We are volunteers here. You could see us in the pink t-shirts or magenta. Okay. My name is Eugene. I started this security journey in the Securium bootcamp. Has been, for me, it's like 6 years ago, but it wasn't really that long time ago. We are here. I'm doing like full-time this full-time, like doing competitive audits and having fun learning new things. You could ask me anything. I have built a few of these challenges. And I hope you get fun of it.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here on stage. Similar to Eugene, my name is Lucas. I started out in this space thanks to Securium. I had no idea about smart contract programming. I have no idea about the issues that security had in these smart contracts. And yeah, started out with Securium, Epoch 0. and I did this part-time, doing my PhD in applied mathematics. And now I also do audits sometimes at Spearbit, which is one of our sponsors. So it's very nice to be part of the family, and all thanks to the bootcamp. So please, if you never joined, I think it's a very nice experience because you get to learn a lot, you get to go to these conferences, meet a lot of people. And yeah, again, please enjoy the challenges we made for you. And if you got any questions, please feel free to ask.
Well, thank you, Lucas. Hi, everyone. It's good to see so many faces at 9:15 in the morning on a Friday. So my name is Pablo, and I'm mostly a UX researcher, but I've been in the InfoSec community for quite a long now, like penetration testing and red teaming and so on. I'm currently building a Spearbit DAO, and as you know, like we'll be hosting this CTF. If you want, please do take it and feel free to ask us questions. I'm sure that you will learn a lot of interesting stuff. And Peteris, please, go ahead.
Hello. My name is Peteris Priedītis. I volunteered during a DevConnect TrustX, also in DevCon, and I'm a EVM security researcher, and I have been doing contests in Codrina for Certora and hackathons. And please don't be shy. If you have any questions, please approach us. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Lared. I'm a master student in computer science. I'm from Germany. I also volunteered at TrustX last year. And I've been doing some internship at Sigma Prime. Just having fun in the space. And the last guy.
So I think Ali is missing because he's busy on the entrance. Okay, let's start with the first challenge. Okay, this is the CTF instruction, sorry. So we got the 8 different challenges. 3 of them are easy. You should be able to crack it without any trouble if you know regular Solidity. There's gonna be 3-day competitions. It depends, depending on your skill, is how many times you got. It's how you do it. You could always ask for us for help. And after that, there's gonna be a write-up and 30 minutes for explanation and solutions. Okay. I think it's just, yes.
So some important DeFi concepts that we are going to treat, well, DeFi and smart contract programming concept that we are going to treat during these challenges are, first, the most important, the ERC20 token standard. Think about the functions, think about the ABI of the ERC20, think about how the state is handled in this standard. Also, flash loans, think about how they can impact state, how one can modify balance, how can that impact other protocols. Then create 2 opcodes. Some of you may know these are used to deploy smart contracts, and they function under the hood in very different ways. They're used for different scenarios. So research how they work and what are the implications of those differences. Then automatic market makers, as you know, it's probably the most fundamental building block of DeFi. We have several different types. We're not going to go very deep in here, so as a hint, if you're familiar with Uniswap v2, that'll be good, okay? If not, take a look at it, take a look at a constant product formula. Then again, the most famous vulnerability in the space, reentrancy attacks. I don't think I have to explain that in depth, but for those who don't know, reentrancy attack is a computer science concept in which a process is interrupted by another calling process of the same nature. So which implications does that have in smart contracts? What can you do with it? What can you break with it? That is really important. Then lending protocols in DeFi. You may be familiar from several famous hacks. Let's say, for example, mango markets, for example. This has been a very tough one. It was a lending protocol, so make sure to research how lending protocols work in DeFi. That'll give you good hints to solve the challenges. And finally, oracle manipulation and collateral liquidation. For those of you like me initially who were not familiar with the economic side of things, check out what oracle manipulation is, what collateral is, what liquidation means, and how all these elements play together in smart contract security. So now we can start off with the explanation of the first challenge. Eugene, please. Oh, you go.
Okay, so the first challenge is mainly you choose to warm up. It's a simple ERC20 token. If you don't know what is an ERC20 token, perhaps you should start doing that. It's one of the more basic things that you could build. The main goal here is that you have to recover 1,000 ETH, that's the name of the token, the symbol, and redeem into ETH again to avoid further losses. The contract to hack is just magic ETH. So the concepts that you should consider here is that this token is pretty similar to WED. You could deposit, you could withdraw. It has an extra functionality to burn tokens, and that's all. It's basic on a recent hack that were lost like a couple of $1 million. So take in mind that this is simple, but it happened in reality. The next challenge is, at first sight, could be pretty similar. It's mainly a modern ETH. It's a contract that has locked 1,000 ETH, and you have to rescue those funds. To be honest, I don't want to give any spoiler, but just take in mind that it's pretty similar to it. It has some extra functionality. You could always check for hints into the README. Just be aware if you open in a plain text editor, you will see the hints, so be aware of that.
The third challenge, the Landex destruction. The funny fact that initially the description of this challenge was made by ChatGPT, but it was a little bit reduced because it was too much. And the purpose for this challenge is to outline that the code on the blockchain is not immutable, and a couple of months ago, due to this, there was a hack done to a very famous and to a very famous protocol. Yes, how fun!
So my challenge, one of my challenges, is called Operation Rescue POSI token. So what is happening here is that tokens are stuck at an unclaimed address. So, and there's a factory contract that deploys some smart wallets, right? So the goal is to get access to the unclaimed address and recover tokens. No, you will not have to break the elliptic curve to find out the private key. It's simpler, right? So the concepts that we're going to treat here are the create to opcode, the way to create deterministic addresses, and how message sender behaves under different contexts, right? So here, for example, you can see a pseudocode line that outlines how create2 works. That's a big hint. And below you have a diagram of interactions that, if you think about who's the caller and what is message sender in each context, that'll give you some good hints to solve this challenge. So, Eugene, please.
Okay, so the first challenge that I present were easy. This one is a bit more complex. It's also a bit more fun to do because it's small. It's mainly an RC3626 vault. If you're not familiar with that, it's just a vault where you deposit token and you mint new tokens. So the main goal here is that Alice and Bob got found in danger. You have to rescue them. You will start with almost no Ether, so it's going to be a bit trickier. You have to concatenate different attack vectors. Yes.
Right. The next challenge is safe yield. It's about flash loans mainly. Yeah, there's a DeFi protocol in the center which combines two basic concepts, flash loans and the DEX. Yeah, so depositors can earn fees. It's like your basic DeFi protocol. Your goal is to drain at least 100 ETH, and you only start with a little. Yeah, so you need to combine those two concepts, yeah, to drain the pool. And yeah, there's one contract. And just for those who might not be familiar, but I guess most of you are, what a flash loan is, here's a basic concept. Yeah, so the main idea of a flash loan is that it's all happening like in one transaction. Yeah, and it also uses the ERC 3156 standard, which, yeah, just to use the standardized approach of using flash loans. Yeah.
So yet another challenge regarding addresses and cones. This one is called Crystal DAO. It's inspired by a big fiasco that happened with some optimism tokens, if you may be familiar with. It's a big hint. So here we have a factory that deploys ERC 1167 clones of a DAO treasury contract. The admin can execute arbitrary logic as long as they provide this signature that shows that they are the admin, right? And the admin is set on deploy, right? The goal is to recover the tokens that are stuck at the treasury because somehow the signature of the admin is not working, right? So contracts that you'll have to hack is a Crystal DAO contract. So for context, concepts that are going to be treated here is the ERC 1176 minimal proxy standard, EIP 712 signatures, very important, and the way the EC recover function works, right? Here you have a small, simple diagram of how ERC 1176 minimal proxy work.
And last but not least, if you already got to this challenge, then you are a beast, and congratulations. And this one, I'm not gonna spoil it a lot, but it may be related to market manipulations. So if you already see what was this one about, so Oracle price manipulation, and also there might be some collateral liquidation involved. There might be some MEV involved, but if you're already here and you pass this one, then props to you. Looking forward to you guys to solve all of this. If you cannot solve any of them, then please come to us. We will give you hints, because our job here is to help you. And I think Rajeev has something else to add. Oh, and these are the concepts that these slides will also be uploaded on the GitHub, so you will be able to browse through them once again.
Thanks, Pablo. So yeah, so all these distinguished Securium alumni designed the CTF challenges, but we also had the help from Patrick, who is one of the Securium mentors. We had help from Tincho, who is another Securium mentor, and Sturmy, who is also one of Securium's alumni. They reviewed the CTF, made sure that there are no obvious bugs, and so thank you really for all the feedback. So with that, we are ready to hack. The QR code in the center is the one for the GitHub repo for this, for the CTF. And then we have the Telegram channel on the right. So please feel free to use that if you have any questions. And this is open for the whole 3 days. So work on the challenges. If you have any questions, ask us. Ali and all of us will be on the channel monitoring it. So if you get stuck or if you have any other questions, so please feel free. And Ali?
And that was it, right? We just wanted to share the links. Here are the links for the Discord, the GitHub, and the Telegram. And that's about it.
Cool. And yeah, so as an incentive, we have special POAPs made for the CTF. So if you participate, if you would like to get one, then please reach out to Lucas. So he has the QR codes for that. And thanks to the DSS organizers, the top 16 participants at the CTF will be receiving a free ticket to the next DSS in 2024, right? So that's going to be, we don't know the details of that, but we are hopefully sure that it will happen. So hopefully that is a good incentive as well. Yeah, so reach out to us. The main thing, GitHub repo and the Telegram channel for any questions. So we're already there, so join and hack away. Thank you. So we do have time. So if you start looking at the repo, if you have any questions in the next 15 minutes, we are all here. So just reach out, and we do have microphones for any questions. So yeah.